Okay, so let us begin our discussion. You may now open your webcam so that I can see you. So for our lesson, second lesson for this quarter is formatting computers in Windows 10. So why do we need to format again Windows computer? I think we have already discussed that last time. Any idea why we need to format our computers? Why do we need to format our computers? Last time we've discussed that we need to reset your Android. We need to restart your Android. I'm sorry. Reset. Reformat your Windows 10 computer. Why is that?
Lazada, permission to speak
Permission to
po.
speak po, Quelio.
Yung una, sino yung unang
Lazada po.
sige, proceed.
Sure, kapag may virus or kapag masyado na pong naghahang.
Okay, so the reason why we need to reformat our computers in Windows 10 because there are times na our operating system has been compromised by virus, by a virus or viruses. Now, take note, the virus is actually an application. And last time we've discussed that when you open an application, what system unit component does it, uh, where is it loaded? Where is your application loaded in your system unit components? Do you still remember? So we do not forget our lesson 1. So kapag meron ba tayo nakilalang tao at nakasalamuhan natin siya, kinakalimutan na lang ba natin siya? Hindi, of course. We have to cherish the moments with that person as well as our lesson. So we have to review. Kailangang alalahanin natin ulit yung ating napag-aralan sa ating lesson 1. So where are the applications loaded in your computer? For example, I opened my Zoom application. Where is it loaded?
Permission to speak
Sir,
po.
permission to speak.
Sino yung pangalawa?
Sir, Fauni po.
Pauni, proceed.
Sir, RAM po ba?
Yes, it is loaded in your RAM. As you can see, let me open my Task Manager. So you can open your Task Manager and you can see that the applications are loaded into the memory and it occupies a certain size. For example, my Zoom meetings is occupying 596.5 or probably 600 megabytes of memory. The problem with virus is it is loaded into the memory and it is actually intensive, memory intensive. it will use all the memory in your computer such that the legitimate apps are not able to be loaded into your memory na. And when that happens, even if your computer is Windows 7, even if your computer is Windows 9, but if the application cannot be loaded in the memory, then it lags. Understood? Kaya bumabagal. Your computer now lags because yung memory, which is for legitimate apps, is now used by your virus. So we do not want that to happen. That's why we need to format computers. Now also, if you have a new computer with you, if you buy a new computer, some computers do not come with operating system. And if that happens, you have to install Windows on your own. Okay? So of course, it's a different case if you're buying a Mac. Kasi sa Mac, Apple devices, hardware and software comes together. Binibili mo pareho. Hindi lang yung hardware, but the operating system as well. So it is already loaded. Kaya most of the time, you do not install OS in Mac devices or Apple devices. Now, let us continue. Uh, so while we are having this lesson, actually, we will be having a demo. You have to take note because this will be your transfer task 101. I'll be assigning you into groups. For the class secretary, by the way, I want you to list down or make a list that looks like this, wherein you have your alphabetically arranged classmates, male and female, mixed, and the list of their gadgets. I want to list all of their gadgets. Gadgets 1, 2, 3. Kung meron pang 4, you write it down. Then their connection. If it's possible to make the connection information more detailed, such as, for example, is it what is the speed for that connection? For example, DSL ba yan? Is it fiber connection, 100 Mbps, DSL 50 Mbps? So you have to write it down as well. Who's the class secretary, by the way?
Sure, ako po. Yep.
Okay, Miss Yap, can you submit in my Zoom private message yung
Sure,
list?
anong oras po?
Basta within this day. Okay, I need it today so that we can have I can group you according to your gadgets and your connections. Okay?
Sige po.
So let us continue. So you have to take notes so that you can do good in our transfer task 101. Okay, let us proceed in formatting or installing your Windows 10. So take note that when we back up, the first thing that you need to do is to back up your files. So that is the first and foremost rule when formatting your PCs. Always back up because your files are important. Now, again, Microsoft, we have for your MCA accounts, we have Microsoft OneDrive and MCA Google Drive. We know that Microsoft OneDrive is, ano yung capacity ng ating MCA Microsoft OneDrive?
1 terabyte po.
Oo, Narido, thank you. So next time you tell me your surname, Narido, permission to speak. So 1 terabyte for OneDrive and Google Drive is unlimited. You can also back up using external drive. If you have your external drive with you, you can check Shopee. Mga mura na lang ang mga 1 terabyte external drive ngayon, mga around 2,000 or less. Or you can also back up on your non-operating system partition or non-OS. We will discuss that later in our demo. Now, what do we need to prepare when you when we will install some Windows 10 in our device. So we have to prepare first our Windows installer. Now, if you buy a Windows installer at in SM or any retail shop, ang ibibigay sa inyo ay DVD. However, sino ba dito ang merong optical disk drive? Hindi natin napag-usapan yung optical disk drive last time kasi hindi na nga masyadong kilala. But sino dito ang merong CD-ROM, Blu-ray, or DVD drive sa mga PCs nila? Anyone? Meron ba sa inyo ang merong ganong mga devices until now? Wala? Okay, halos wala na kasi ngayong gumagamit ng mga optical disk drive. So when we say optical disk drive, it can be CD-ROM, it can be DVD, it can be Blu-ray. Halos wala na ngayon kasi most storage devices now are USB-based. Kaya external USB, external hard drive, the USB. So wala na halos ngayon. So what they did is to create a file na lang. So kapag bibili ka ng Windows installer, lalo na sa Microsoft, they will send you an ISO file. This one. So this is called your ISO file or International Standard Organization disk file. What it is actually a DVD, compressed DVD file that you can copy from one storage drive to another. So gumawa sila ng ISO file para mas lalo na in our world today, puro mga digital na yung mga files. Hindi na tayo gumagamit ng mga CD or DVD or optical discs. Now also, in the real world, gumagamit talaga tayo ng bootable USB. Okay? I also want to add pala, sa mga companies, meron ding, you can also prepare your Windows server para you can install Windows using the local area network or basically your network inside your company. Now, let's proceed with the demo. So we will now proceed with our demo. So in our demo, we will be using a virtual machine. So this one. So we will be using a virtual machine because we do not want, as we practice in installing, ayaw natin na masira. We do not want your computers, your real computer or physical computers to be, to lose files, or we want to be, we want your physical computers to be safe at the moment. So we need to practice muna in a virtual computer. So a virtual computer, you can what we are using right now is Oracle VirtualBox Manager. Let me see. So it's Oracle VM VirtualBox. VM means a virtual machine. There are other virtualization software like Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V. Let me see. So other virtualization software out there. So VMware, we have the Oracle. So what we are using right now is Oracle and Microsoft Hyper-V. So ito yung mga kilala. Okay? So we will be using that today. Now, as you can see, we have in my server here, I have 3 virtual PCs running. So let me open that again. So there you go. So I have 3 virtual computers running. This one, which is a Linux. It runs in Linux. The other one is Windows 7. And the third is running in Windows 10. So let us see. Ano ba itsura? What does it look like? So this is your Linux. Usually on Linux, you can install Linux with a graphical interface like Windows, may graphics, or yung text-based lang. So parang command prompt lang yung makikita mo. So you can actually do more and your operating system runs fast kapag text-based lang. Lalo na I'm running here a database and a web server dito sa aking CentOS Linux. In this one, I'm running a network monitoring software here in my Windows 7. So actually, it looks like a real computer. Okay, okay. Then this is my Windows 10. Okay, this is my Windows 10 virtual computer. So I have inside my Windows 10, I have 3 virtual PCs, a Windows 10, a Windows 7, and a Linux. So that's basically how your virtual machine works. Okay? Now, let us go to our virtual machine server that we will be using for our demo. Now, for our demo here, we will be using this ComLab, our ComLab virtual machine. Now, a virtual machine has system components then. As you can see here, it has a video memory. What else? It has a memory, 4 gig of RAM. Okay, you have your processor is quad core or 4 cores. Meron din siyang hard drives and an optical drive. Meron siyang audio, network, USB. So basically, lahat, meron din siyang system unit components pero virtual lahat. So they are called virtual system unit components. So the first thing that we need to do is to set this. We have to load our Windows installer. As I've told you earlier, we need a Windows installer. However, for our virtual PC, kailangan natin ng okay, so let us click storage. So, meron na kasi siyang nakalagay ngayon, pero I want to remove it first. Let's remove this. Okay. So, as you can see here, meron siyang virtual hard drive. Tingnan niyo yung itsura ng icon. So, parang yung itsura ng hard disk drive pag binuksan. And you have here an empty optical drive. So, dito natin ipapasok yung ating Windows installer. Okay? So, sa ating optical drive, virtual optical drive, ipapasok natin yung Windows installer. Now, in what form? Siyempre, since this is a virtual computer, kailangan lang natin ng ISO. So, dito natin magagamit yung ISO ng ating Windows 10 installer. Okay. So, it's already loaded. So, okay. We can now start our virtual machine. Let's start. Okay. Like most computers na i-install mo, na you need to install, you have to go to the BIOS settings. Specifically, the boot settings. Gusto natin kasing pumasok yung boot natin or we want the computer to boot into the Windows 10 installer. Okay? So, paano tayo makakapasok? So, again, let us start this virtual computer again. So, let me pause this. Okay. Sabi dito, in most computers, sasabihin niya, press F12 to select boot device. Some computers, Asus, F8 to select boot device. Okay, depende sa inyong motherboard, depende sa inyong laptop. So you can search for Google on how to enter the BIOS settings or BIOS boot settings for any type of any brand of computer or motherboard. So in this case, F12. So let us click F12. Let's do that again. So let's click F12. Okay, so sabi dito, these are the boot devices that we can choose. Now, of course, we would not use the hard disk. Yan kasi ang dyan natin i-install yung ating Windows 10. So, it must be located somewhere else. Saan nakalagay dito yung ating Windows 10 device, Windows 10 installer? Saan nakalagay dyan? Sa other boot device? Sa floppy ba? Sa CD-ROM? Sa LAN? Or sa continue booting? Okay. Hint. Di ba ang sabi ko kanina? Oh, let us look at the virtual computer. Oh, let's look at the storage. Saan ba natin nilagay? Sa optical drive. Nandoon nakalagay si ating Windows 10. Actually, this is how ISOs o mga disk image are named. Ito pala yung code. Windows 10, kapag Windows 7 yan, W7. Kapag server yan, WS, Windows Server 2016-2016, okay? X64 means 64-bit system. Most computers kasi ngayon ay 64, luma yung 32-bit. Okay? Pero meron pa rin. So you have to check that in your processor. Kung 64 ba o 32-bit yung processor mo. Off19 means itong installer ng Windows na to includes Office 2019. Pag na-install mo na si Windows, automatically installed na rin si Office 2019. So, mas gusto ko yung ganitong installer. ENU means English United States. And September 2020 means this ISO is created last September 2020, meaning lahat ng mga Windows updates on or before September 2020 is already loaded here. Kaya ito yung pinaka-latest. Since October ngayon, ito yung pinaka-latest na disk image from Microsoft. Okay, so let us now, since this is a text-based interface, hindi natin nakiklik to, itatype lang natin kung ano yung letter na katabi ng CD-ROM. So, let's type press C for CD-ROM. Press C. Okay. So, press any key to boot. Kahit ano. So, we are now proceeding with the Windows 10 graphical user interface installation. So, the language to install is automatically English kasi yun yung nakalagay sa image natin. So, wala ka na ibang pagpipilian dito. Time and currency, since we are, it would be better to use English. Kasi kung sa ako lang, ang hirap ng Tagalog eh. Doon sa Google, for example, piliin, sundin. So, I'll rather go for English kasi nakakalito. Philippines, English Philippines. So I'll click next, then install now. Again, mag-take notes kayo because you will be doing this on your own. I'll be calling other people later so that you can practice this on your own. So applicable notices and license terms, I just accept. Okay. So in this option, you always choose the custom, the advanced installation custom. So, suppose, punta muna tayo doon sa bagong computer. Pag meron kayong bagong computer na binili or bagong hard disk, so walang nakalagay na laman dyan. Ito ang makikita nyo. Unallocated space. So if that's the case, gagawa tayo ng ating partition. Last time, sinabi ko sa inyo, partition is a process of dividing your physical drives into several divisions. So, itong single hard drive ko, pwede kong hatiin siya into two. Yung operating system partition at saka yung non-operating system. Yung operating system partition, doon natin i-install si Windows. Yung non-operating, doon natin ilalagay yung files natin. Okay, so new. Now, for this case, scenario, gagamitin natin 30 gig para sa Windows 10. Now, for the smallest amount that you can allot to your Windows 10 is 30 gig. Hindi niya papayagang mas maliit. O, let's try nga mas maliit. Okay. Subukan natin. Anyway, wag na. Basta wag nyo na lang, it should be 30 gig and above. Now, let's try 30 gig for our operating system. Apply. So, sabi niya, it will create system partition. So, itong system partition na to, wag natin papakialaman yan because it is created by Windows. Itong partition 2, dito natin ilalagay yung Windows. So, this is the operating system partition, OS partition. And lastly, this is your files partition, yung mga personal files mo. So, that set it up, new, then apply. Kung ano yung natitira na lang dito, just apply. That's it. And going back to partition 2, we can now click next, wherein the system will install your Windows. Okay? So that's it. Okay. So I want you to install a TeamViewer in your computer so that you can access this. I want a volunteer to access this virtual machine server using TeamViewer. Paano mag-install ng TeamViewer? You just go to TeamViewer. TeamViewer.com. Download free.
Permission to speak.
Yes, proceed.
Meron po akong TeamViewer.
Okay, sige. So, pinapakita ko lang sa kanila on how to download. Yan. So, it's already downloading. Downloading. Ayan. Open file. Sorry. Nakabukas kasi yung TeamViewer ko. Let's exit this. So, retry. Default installation. Accept. Yes. Okay. No. I only need TeamViewer for personal use. Finish. So, kapag meron ka ng TeamViewer, yung nakikita mo dito, yung your ID, ilagay mo dito sa partner ID mo, then click connect. Then the password is this one so that you can access this virtual machine server. Okay? While I'm waiting for someone to access this, let me prepare the virtual machine for you. Ayan, may nakapasok na. Sino to? Sino yung pumasok?
Sumagaysay po, permission.
Okay, so my guys, let me write that. Okay, so let me guide you. The first thing that we need to do is to, okay, you may start the virtual machine. No, not the start. Start. Pataas. This one. There. Can you start the virtual machine? Okay, then click the title bar, then press F12. Oops. So, kailangan mabilis. Ulit. Kindly close. Okay. So, again, start, click the title bar, press F12. Make it quick, ha? Kasi in the real world, mabilis lang talaga yan. Yan. So, there you go. Okay. So, pinili niya C. Could not read from the boot medium. Nalagay na ba natin yung Windows 10 sa ating CD-ROM device or optical drive? So, can you please close the virtual machine again, the VM? Then, let's go to settings. Kuya, settings na. Wala pang naloload na, wala pa tayong naloload na ISO kasi tinanggal ko. So, you have to load it. Go to settings. This one, kuya. There you go. The settings here. Then go to storage. Then sa empty, yes. You click sa kaliwa, sa kanan. Kanan pa. Yung may, yan. Click. Then choose a disk file. So piliin natin yung ISO file, yung Windows 10 x64. It's already there. Open. So that's it. Okay. Now you can now start your VM. Okay, press F12. Yes. So CD-ROM. Press any key. Press any key. You have to press any key. Cancel mo lang. Sige. Start. Start ulit. Paki-close, tapos start from the scratch. Go. Okay, so we are now in the Windows installation GUI or graphical user interface. Okay, so time and currency should be English Philippines. There you go. Okay. Next. A custom. Custom. Yes. So I want this time, I want you to, sige, this time naman, suppose meron ka lang dating naka-format. So computer mo talaga yan. Binack up mo yung files mo doon sa partition 3. And ang gusto mo lang is to reformat your computer because it's already lagging. So this time, we would only delete partition 1, system reserved, and partition 2. So kindly delete partition 1 and partition 2. Okay? Sige, okay. And system 1 reserved, delete. Okay, so pause. Can you please pause for a moment? So, ito yung kahalagahan kung bakit magandang magkaroon ng non-OS partition or dalawang partition ng computer mo. One for the OS and one for the non-OS. Doon mo kasi ilalagay sa non-OS yung lahat ng files mo, lalo na kung wala kang external hard drive o kaya mabagal ang internet mo. So, ang pinaka-best backup, best place to back up your files is your non-OS partition. That's why we really need to have a partition on your computers. Okay, so now, after we have chosen an allocated space, you can now go to next. Pwede na tayong mag-next. That's it. So you're installing your Windows 10 na on the unallocated space. Yung personal files mo na kung saan mo nilagay mo doon sa partition 3, it's safe. Hindi siya nabura. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Sumagaysay. How about other volunteers? Can I have
Pwede
other
mag-try.
Sure. So sino na nakapasok? Let me see. So this is your team viewer. Buksan natin yung team viewer. Okay, so waiting for other people who can access the virtual machine server. Okay, may nakapasok na. Sino kaya yan? Sino yan?
Ako po, Che. Guzman po.
De Guzman. Okay, so let's start. Oh, nasa ka na? Nakalabas ka. Wait lang, parang iba yata napindot mo eh.
Che, may password po raw.
Oh, si XT667. XXT667. Okay. So again, since naka-load na sa ating, alisin nga natin ulit yung ating, wait lang para may experience mo. So the first thing that you need to do is to load the Windows 10 in your virtual optical drive. So go to settings, Mr. De Guzman. Where are you? Nasaan ka na? Yun. Punta ka sa settings. Sa taas. Yellow. Yellow. Yan. Then go to storage. Pang-apat. Yan. Doon sa empty, click the empty. Doon sa baba ng ComLab. Sa baba. Yan, empty. Click mo yung optical disk drive icon, drop down. Doon sa tabi niya, sa tabi.
Ito po.
Yan. Yes. Click mo. Yan. Choose a disk file. So we have to choose the ISO file, the Windows 10, yung Windows 10 x64. Let me help you. Wait na.
Saan po?
Ayan. Si Windows 10. Yan. Sa baba. Sa baba. Hindi.
Saan yun?
Ayan. Ito na.
Lang, pagalaw po.
Ayan, sige.
Ayan. Ito po, Windows 10.
Okay, then open. Okay, then okay. Okay. Take the settings into effect. Then you can now start. Start the VM. Yung kulay green. Kulay green. Now, again, click mo yung title bar, F12. Ops, natapos. Ulit-ulit. Hindi ka nakapasok. Can you please close? Paki-close, kuya. No, wag mo pindutin dyan. Yan, X, sa taas, sa taas, sa taas. Yan, close the VM. Okay. Sige, ulit ha. Start. Click the title bar. Press F12 immediately. Mabilis dapat ha. Go, sa taas. Sa taas. Okay. Ulit.
Wala po.
Sige.
Kasi ano po, laptop po yung gamit ko, sir.
Okay. Ibig sabihin wala kang mouse.
Wala. Saan po i-click po?
Title bar. Ang title bar ito, this one. Ito yung title bar. Ito. Nakuha?
Biglang po, nawala.
Tanggal ka yata. Nawala ka.
Wala po, sir.
Sige, ulit. Teka lang. Pakita ko sa iyo yung access. Okay na. Sige. From the start.
Ay,
F12 kuya. Hindi ka makapasok dun sa boot device. Ulit. Click the title bar, press F12. Title bar, yung sa taas. Sa taas. Yan, F12. Mabilis dapat. Ulit. Start. Click. F12. Go. Bakit?
ayaw, sir. Kiniklik ko pa rin po yung title bar tapos si F12.
Okay. Kung laptop yan, press mo si FN. Di ba may FN key dyan? Ipagsabay mo si FN at saka si F12.
Sige po.
Okay, ulit. Okay, that goes for your laptops. Kapag mga laptops, kailangan may kasamang FN. If you want to press F12, go. There you
Yan.
go. So, paano tayo papasok doon sa ating Windows installer?
Sa CD-ROM po ba yan, sir?
Yes. So, ano itatype natin? Press
C po.
key. Then you have to press any key. Go. Press any key. Yan. So we are now in the Windows 10 installation GUI, graphical interface. Let us wait for to load. O sino yung next? Maghanda na yung next ha. We still have around 2 more persons that we can use for the demo. So this is how it works, ha? For example, if you have your group already, so as a group, mag-Zoom meeting kayo, then you have to share screen. May isang magko-control or mag-access sa ating virtual machine, and the rest will make instructions. Lalo na yung mga lahat, but for example, there are some of us who has no desktop computer, so phone lang. So para malaman kung nauunawaan yung step-by-step process, i-instruct nyo lang. You have to instruct the controller. So sasabihin nyo, for example, magsisimula for example kay Miss Bondok. Si Miss Bondok, sasabihin niya, okay, click next. Choose English Philippines, click next. Okay, sige, next na kuya. Then si Mr. Saavedra na for example, click install now. So si Ms. Pedida naman, for example, kasama siya sa grupo, nasabihin niya yung next step. So the controller will just do what he is asked to do by the current member. So si Ms. Pedida, sasabihin niya for example, I accept the license terms, click accept the license term, then click next. Okay? Si Ms. Garin naman, click custom install Windows. Now, for this, ganun naman, for this scenario, I want you to delete all. Sige, kindly delete everything. Kindly delete everything. So suppose ibebenta mo yung laptop mo o computer mo and you don't want your personal files na makita. So you have to delete all the partitions. So for example, meron ka diyang mga love letters sa mga crush mo o kaya yung mga diary mo, your personal diaries in your Word, okay? So you can now you can delete all the partitions para hindi na siya ma-recover yung mga files niyo. Okay, then you can go to, actually you can go to next na. If you want a single partition, sige next. That's it. So if you want a single partition, you just click the unallocated space, then that's it. Okay, who wants next? Who wants to control next? Thank you, Mr. Who was the last one? Mr. De Guzman.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you po.
Who else?
Sure.
Yes.
Kaka-download ko lang po. Meron na po akong team viewer po.
Okay, sige. Let me show you the password. Okay, sino yan? Si Miss Dairit. Okay, let me write that down. Again, class, let me remind you that one of the one criteria of your grade is performance. So there are three criteria: your activities such as your quizzes or any activity graded. The next is the performance, which includes your transfer task, performance task, and recitation. And last is your quarterly exams. Now, for your performance, take note that recitation or class participation is one criteria or a sub-criteria for your performance. So I want you, I'm always encouraging you to participate in class discussions. In the real world, kung taga-masid ka lang, kahit napakatalino mo, mas matataasan ka pa ng isang hindi ganun katalino, pero nagpa-participate siya or magaling siya sa communication skills. So I want you to develop that in you. Okay?
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yes.
Permission to. Hindi po si Dairit
Bondoc.
yung nakapasok. Ako po ata. Sorry po.
Ikaw pala eh. O sige, Mr. Bondok, hinajak mo si Miss Dairit. Sige, proceed, Mr. Go to the settings or ewan ko. So by now siguro, alam mo na. Sige, I'll just watch you. Sige, continue.
Sure, nakalimutan ko po yung next.
You can now start the VM.
Paano po siya ini-start, Chair?
The start button located here sa taas.
Ah,
Then, click the title bar, press F12. If you're using a laptop, function key plus F12. Oops, talang. Napindot mo yata yung screen. Ulit. Sige. Again. Oops. Laptop rin ba ang gamit mo?
opo. But may nagbukas pong ibang apps.
Ay, hindi. Yan pa rin yun. Okay, close mo. Close mo. Yan, close mo ulit. Sige. Again. So, function key plus Fn plus F12, ha? Sabay mo dapat yon. After clicking the title bar. Title bar, kuya, wag doon sa screen. Wag sa screen, the title bar. Again. Again, wag dito sa screen. It will capture your mouse. Okay, ulit.
Yung
Ito.
white po, Chair.
Oh, that is the title bar. Proceed. Ayaw. Function key plus F12.
Ayaw po, Chair.
Ah.
Isa.
Kung F12 lang yung ay pipindutin mo, what happens? Wala rin.
Wait lang po, Chair. Try ko po.
Try mo nga.
Wala pong nangyari, Chair.
Okay, so let me do it for you. So start. F12. Okay, sige, ikaw na. So you have to press any key. Okay, napindot mo. So we are now in the Windows installation. Graphical interface. Okay, so English Philippines.
Chair, permission to speak po, diary.
Yes, proceed.
Last na po ba si Bondok or tutuloy ko pa po yung akin?
Tomorrow na lang, yung asynchronous time natin, we will use it for our for synchronous. So we can still practice. Okay? English Philippines. Okay. Next. Install. Accept the license terms. Next. Custom install Windows. Close. Nako, back. Can you please go back doon sa taas? There you go. Yan,
Pero
back.
ang hirap i-control ng mouse.
Sige, medyo mabagal kasi yung PC mo. Ibig sabihin, mabagal yung connection mo or the PC. Custom install. Yan, sige. Okay lang. Let's do it slowly but surely. Now, this time, I want you to delete again all the partitions. Gawin mo namang 40 gigs si operating system and the rest is your non-OS partition. So, delete that first. Can you please delete that? Delete. Sige, click delete. Sige, okay lang. Sige, delete. Sa baba ko yan. Yan, delete. Yeah, the X. Yung X. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then the other one, partition 1, paki-delete din. Delete. Okay. Okay, so I want you to click new, then mag-allot tayo ng 40 gig for the operating system, new. Hindi. Click mo muna yung drive 0 ko yan. Drive 0. Drive 0. Yan. Click new. Okay. Then, so allot 40 gig or 4,000 MB. Paki-type 4,000 MB because we want to allot 40 gigabytes for your operating system. Apply. 4,000 lang yan, kuya. Another 0. Type another 0. Yan. Okay, so apply. Okay. Then yung unallocated space, click mo rin, tapos click new. Click new. Yan, click new, then click new. New. Apply. 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 Then drive, then partition 2, paki-click yung partition 2. So we've created 20 gig lang for your files and 40 gig for your operating system. Click that, partition 2, then click next. So we can now install Windows in your partition 2. Okay. So any questions as of the moment? Thank you, Mr. Bondoc. So I'll be kicking you out now. I'll kick you out now. Okay. So any questions? So tomorrow, even if
Sir,
it is... Yes, sige, question.
Sir, this is Quelio, sir. Pag po
Proceed.
ba nag-PT, sasabihin niyo po kung ano yung i-delete namin or kami po yung bahala?
Okay, hindi pa PT yan. It's transfer task pa lang. Kasi ang PT nyo, what I'm eyeing for your PT is to format a real computer. Format a real computer. Kaya hinanap ko muna yung listahan at naghahanap ako ng mga possible people that can have that has an extra device that you can use for your formatting purposes. Kaya gusto ko talaga makapag-format kayo ng real computer, pero as a group. So suppose sa isang group, kunyari I can divide kung meron lang 4 na merong computer sa inyo na available for formatting, then I will have to divide you into 4 groups lang or 3. Basta the idea is makapag-format tayo ng real computer. Understood? Is that...
Thank you po, sir.
For your
Then-
transfer task, for transfer task, siguro, kapag magrupo ko na kayo bukas, kahit live na lang, hindi na screen record, gusto ko lang sa isang grupo, if you're in a group, magbe-breakout room tayo, tapos may isang magpapasok sa VM natin, magko-control, the rest, magsasabi lang ng instruction kung ano yung step by step. Sasabihin ko kung sino yung next person. For example, si Pedida. Pedida, what's next? Celestino, what's next? Okay? So, ganun. So, para at least malaman ko lang na familiar na kayo with on how to format your computer using virtual pa lang. Para at least virtual pa lang, familiarize na kayo. Hindi na kayo matatakot sa physical computer. Cool? Is that cool? Any other questions?
Chair, permission to speak po kasi dad.
Yes, proceed.
Chair, ikaw po ba magsasabi kung sino yung pagkasunod-sunod na magsasabi ng gagawin?
Yes, ako.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Para hindi gano'n, para gulatan. Hindi nyo malalaman kung sino yung susunod.
Permission to speak po, Di Guzman.
Proceed.
Ganyan rin po yung gagawin namin po bukas.
Ano daw?
Ganyan rin po yung gagawin namin bukas. Or iba pa.
Oh, yan din. So the same procedure. I just want you to familiarize the step by step.
Chair, permission to speak po.
Yes.
Po ba kailangan gumawa niyan bukas?
Hindi, I will be grouping you. Kaya nga I need the groups. I need the list, the class list, so that I can make a group. Okay? Okay na? Okay, so I think we're already 4 minutes over time. Thank you. Let me stop the recording so that I can save this on the cloud.